Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello. The meeting will please come to order. Hello, everyone. My name is Trippy Congo, and on behalf of all of my colleagues on council, I would like to welcome and thank you for joining us for this evening's city council meeting. Today is Thursday, July the 7th. Just as a friendly reminder, for anyone who would like to leave public comment, there is a Google Form sign-up link in the chat. Public comment will take place after non-legislative business. At this time, we will have our opening prayer by Akira Granado.
Heavenly Father, we have assembled to handle the affairs of our city. As we do so, we ask for your guidance and understanding. We pray that our city reaches a place of peace and safety. Keep us out of harm's way and bless those who are in authority. Let respect be key in all our endeavors. Amen.
Amen. This time we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the
United States of
United
America.
States of America.
The Republic for which it
stands,
one nation,
one nation, under God,
God,
indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Gray,
Present.
Councilwoman Darby,
Present.
Councilwoman Oliver, Councilwoman Oliver, Councilwoman Harley,
Present.
Councilwoman Fields,
Present.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Here.
Councilman Johnson,
Here.
Councilman Field, Councilwoman Cabrera,
Present.
Councilman Mills,
Present.
Councilman Spadola,
Present.
Councilwoman Walsh, Councilwoman Walsh, President Congo.
Here.
11 present and 2 absent.
You can please have the reading of the minutes from the previous meeting.
June 16, 2022, City Council met in regular session virtually with remote participation on the above date at 6:30. President Ernest M. Congo II presiding. The opening prayer was done by Kira Granado, Deputy City Clerk. The Pledge of Allegiance was recited by City Council.
I move the minutes be accepted as written.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that the minutes be accepted as written and corrected on the question.
She needs to state what's being corrected, President Congo.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Mr. President, based upon the guidance from the city solicitor's office, 3 corrections need to be made to the minutes as follows. Based on 29 Delaware C section 10006A, let the record reflect that the tally vote for resolution 22-051, agenda item number 0204, is 6 yeas, 1 present, and 6 absent. Field was changed from absent to present, and the tally vote for ordinance 22-020, agenda number 0158, is 6 yeas, 1 present, and 6 absent. Darby was changed from absent to present. Also, based on the city charter section 2-2015, which requires that ordinances passed by the city council obtain at least 7 yea votes for the president's declaration at the June 16th meeting that ordinance 22-020, agenda item number 0158, was adopted is changed to defeated.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. If we can have the city treasurer report, please.
July 7, 2022. Total investment, $440,122,844.05. Total cash on hand, $11,860,385.55. Grand total, $451,983,230.10. Submitted by Dwayne Sims, City Treasurer.
I move the treasurer's report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the treasurer's report be received, recorded, and filed on the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I'll accept the motion to move and accept all non-legislative business.
So
Second.
moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to accept all non-legislative business on the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. If any council members have any presentations, please use the raise your hand feature. Ms. Spadola.
Hopefully they can't hear us. We don't say anything out of turn.
Thank you, Council President. I'm very happy and honored to recognize the new regional director for HUD for our area, Matthew Heckles, who I had the distinct privilege of serving on the Wilmington Housing Authority board with. And so if WITN could bring him over, I see he did just come over. Matt is a city resident. The last guy was out of Philly, so it's nice for this position that has an oversight role of housing authorities throughout the mid-Atlantic. So it's a very prestigious role, very big role, and Matt's in a position to do a lot of good with his knowledge. So I will read the resolution. Whereas Mr. Heckles earned a Master of Business Administration and a BA in Economics and International Relations from UD. He served more than 12 years in various positions at DSHA. He accepted a position as the Assistant Secretary and Director of Community Development at the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. And in February 2022, he was appointed by President Joe Biden as the Regional Administrator of the department's Mid-Atlantic region. In this role, he is charged with the oversight and delivery of HUD programs and services for the states of Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, DC, and West Virginia. He acts as HUD's liaison to elected officials, congressional delegations, city managers, stakeholders, and customers. And whereas Assistant Deputy Secretary for Field Policy and Management, Michelle Perez, welcomed his appointment by noting his depth of experience in housing and community development will be an asset to HUD's ability. And he strives to prioritize equitable service delivery and housing opportunity. And I can say that, just from working with Mr. Heckles on the board, the HUD in the Mid-Atlantic region is in great hands. And he's really, I also did this not just to honor him, but also to, so the council members are aware what an asset we have in our own backyard. So with that, Mr. Heckles, congratulations. And if you could, I'd love for you to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Spadola, Council President Congo, members of the council and city leadership. It's an honor to be recognized by you tonight. This is something I'm not entirely comfortable with. I'm usually much more comfortable being on the other side and rolling up my sleeves and getting the work done. But it is. I think I made a deal with Commissioner Spadola that I would show up tonight and accept this if he let me give you a little bit of housing and community development talk as on my end. So I've been a resident of Wilmington for over 20 years. and really think of it as an adoptive home. My wife and I raise our three boys here in the city. We live within the city limits, and while we've had opportunities to pursue other opportunities across the East Coast, we never seem to leave. And I think it's because Wilmington is such a great place to live and to raise a family. My new role, I'm really excited about the opportunity that I have to work with this administration, not just the president and vice president who set the tone from the top and have done an incredible job, I think, of focusing on housing and community development. The president's budget is evidence of that. The recommended budget for this year, this coming fiscal year, is the largest in HUD's history, and is about a 10 or 12% increase over this past year's budget. So I think a demonstration of this administration's commitment to housing and community development. But even within the administration, Secretary Fudge is a past mayor, and so we hear a lot about how important cities are, and mayors and city councils. She doesn't care so much about my work at the state level over the past 17 years, but focuses very much and focuses all of our attention on the value of cities and on the people that we serve. She's always talking first about making sure that people that we serve are at the front of our conversation and our work, and that we do all of the things that we do at HUD with putting everything through a lens of equity, not just about sort of the traditional ways of thinking about equity in terms of race or religion or ethnic background, but also how we look at just the equity and how we make our programs accessible. Are our programs accessible in rural areas in the same way as they are in cities? Are they accessible for people in different parts of the country? Are they accessible for people who have different literacy? So that is certainly one of the primary focus of the administration right now, and especially with HUD, making sure that as we really turn from a climate of recovery from this pandemic and all of the impacts that it has had on us as government, but also as people and as families, as we turn from that recovery, that sense of recovery, towards sort of getting back to the work that we've been doing for decades, making sure that people have access to affordable and safe housing in Wilmington and Delaware and across my region and across the country. So thank you again. I am certainly available to you. It is I've been on the job now just about 5 months, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it is. But one thing I know I will try to do in my job is make sure that Wilmington and Delaware are highlighted for the good work that's happening here across the region and across the country. So thank you again, James, and it was a pleasure to follow your chairmanship at the Wilmington Housing Authority, and you did a great job there and made my job a lot easier. Again, I look forward to working with all of you over my term here.
All right, thank you. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Oliver. And Councilwoman Oliver, did you have any comments?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I too would like to thank Matt for being a local, and we met at Central Baptist at the round table and the ribbon cutting on Bennett Street, and well overdue. Congratulations. Thanks again.
All right, definitely want to say congratulations, Matt, and please let us know how we can work together to get your goals and our goals accomplished. Matt, can you give the public a public number for you and your staff?
Sure. So Maria Bynum is the director of our Wilmington office and is, the best first point of contact. Fortunately, I don't have that office number handy, but it's available on the HUD website, and she's a great representative for Delaware specifically. My office is situated in Philadelphia, just a little bit up the road. The general office number there is 215-656-0600. Probably the best way to reach me is by email, matthew.j.heckles@hud.gov. Okay, I appreciate that. Councilwoman Darby, did you have
Any comments, or you have a presentation afterwards?
For my presentation, sorry.
All right. Councilman Spadola, any closing comments? I'm sorry, just before that, Councilwoman Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say to Matthews, I was not able to be at the ribbon cutting on Bennett Street. I represent the 4th Councilmatic District, which includes part of the East Side. So it's nice meeting you. And I just want to say, I love your introduction. I love some of the buzzwords that you used as it relates to equitable access, safety, and your whole entire introduction. I really loved it, and it's nice meeting you. And I look forward to following up and having a conversation with you. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you. I'm sorry we missed you. That was a great example of how I hope to, the charge from Washington on that day was to find neighborhoods or examples of areas that are really doing housing right and community development right, and addressing the supply shortage that we have in this country of affordable rental and for sale housing. And so, the first thought that came to mind was, let me use this opportunity to highlight what's happening in Wilmington, and specifically on the east side of Wilmington. The mayor's initiative there, the investment of Recover Act funds, the cooperation of the nonprofits and for-profits and faith-based organizations, community-based organizations in the city and elected officials there is an example of how to do that right. And it was a pleasure to be able to elevate that.
Councilwoman Cabrera.
Yes, I just wanted to say welcome, and I personally am looking forward to working with you as we work on the different areas of our city to relieve some of the blight, and at the same time as we work together with the high rises, which house many of our disabled community, our senior community. And one of the things that we're doing is going out and having listening sessions to just really make sure that we hear what's going on and that we direct them into the right people to help them, as well as anything that we can do as council members to help them. So I'm really looking forward as the chair of housing and Elle and I to working close to you on a lot of the projects that we have for the future of Wilmington. So welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. I'd be happy to obviously talk with you separately about how I can help, or even attend some of these listening sessions. That's a big part of my job, is making sure that I'm conveying to people across HUD, what's happening on the ground and what they need to hear about how HUD programs are impacting or not people that we serve.
You will be welcomed, as we do have people, we invite others to come and present, and we would love to have that. And it could be a way of introducing you into that community as well. So looking forward to it.
And seeing no other hands raised, Councilman Spadola, any final comments?
Just want to thank Matt for joining us tonight, and congrats again, and looking forward to working together some more in the future.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Also like to recognize Councilwoman Walsh. Councilwoman Darby.
Yes, I have a presentation tonight recognizing the Wilmington Senior Center. So I think Miss Judy is here. If we can bring her over, and I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas Councilmember Shanae Nicole Darby wishes to acknowledge and honor the Wilmington Senior Center, also known as WSC, for being a vital lifeline to Wilmington seniors and their families. As the oldest and first senior center in the state of Delaware, this institution has played an invaluable role in connecting elderly residents to resources and information. And whereas WSC was established on July 6, 1956, for the past 66 years, staff and volunteers have worked to carry out the mission to providing life-sustaining and life-enriching services, opportunities, and partnerships that have a positive impact on the physical, mental, and social well-being of older adults, and that contribute to future generations. And whereas WSC offers community dining, financial coaching, support with technology, and housing opportunities for those 50 years old or over. Through the Grandparent and Caregiver Resource Center, the Wilmington Senior Center has also provided information, care management advice, and peer support groups that recognize the needs of the entire family unit. And whereas COVID-19 has had a major impact on both the physical and mental health of our nation's elderly population, studies have shown that the isolation and difficulty accessing services associated with the pandemic only serve to increase the feelings of loneliness, depression, and anxiety among older Americans. And whereas WSC has worked diligently to keep its members safe while also serving as a resource for the city seniors. They have taken new precautions like touch-free check-in, implementing new procedures for preparing weekly meals, and increasing their efforts to clean, disinfect all facilities. The center has added an exercise class, they remodeled their technology lab, and will be increasing its efforts to empower families throughout the Grandparent and Caregiving Resource Center. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this council is pleased to recognize the Wilmington Senior Center for its outstanding service. Their work has been instrumental in ensuring that Wilmington's elders receive the care and assistance that they deserve. So I just want to say that the Wilmington Senior Center is in the 2nd District. So I have spent a lot of time with the previous director, and they're looking for a new director now, but I have connected with Ms. Judy and like coming up with different ideas and ways that we can increase membership. We can find funding for the Wilmington Senior Center. They service our seniors in our community, right? And I think our seniors are an important asset to our community and a population that we can't overlook, right? I think it's important that funding from ARPA is given to Wilmington Senior Center, that we're looking for ways that the city can support the Wilmington Senior Center outside of just funding, right? Resources, getting them connected to grants. I think that we could do way more for our seniors through the Wilmington Senior Center. So I just wanted to recognize the work that they're doing. I know that you guys have been impacted by COVID, and we're gonna work hard, and I'm gonna continue to advocate for the Wilmington Senior Center and for all seniors and elders in my district who need assistance, who need these resources in a place like a senior center to be able to get those things. So I want to, I guess, bring Judy over so she can speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Judy.
Okay, thank you. Shanae, thank you. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the staff and members, thank you so much for this recognition. I will share it with everyone at our meetings this month, and I can tell you everyone will be very appreciative. The last 2 years have been difficult. We were closed from March 16th of 2020 to July of 2021. Our staff was working the whole time, but we were not able to have that personal contact with the seniors, which is so important. During that time, we responded to community calls. We delivered baskets with food and activities and games and personal hygiene products and masks. We delivered 50 hot meals a day to those people that were at risk of not having food. We made wellness calls to members. We scheduled and transported people to vaccine appointments. We provided financial coaching and referrals. And we provided over $31,000 in financial assistance to people within the community that had a need. And as Shanae mentioned, we did some infrastructure improvements, which were badly needed, which has certainly contributed to a more comfortable lifestyle at Lafayette Court Apartments and even here at the offices. We continue to do that. We saw a lot of need when members came back from the isolation. There was some cognitive decline. We've been really working this year and trying to help them overcome that. Now I see a lot of laughter when I go downstairs. The first few weeks they were back, it wasn't that way. So I think we're making headway. We're looking for new ways to improve the programs and to offer new activities and adventures and just enhance the general lives of the seniors in the community. And we're always open to suggestions. We're always open to people stopping by. We've had some really good discussions with Shanae about things that we can do in the community, which I think will move this along. So we're very thankful, very appreciative, and I will share this with everyone.
Okay.
I just want to thank you for everything that you and your team provide for our seniors. And let me tell you that you have an absolute champion in Shanae Darby for your senior center. We are going to make sure as a council that we give you all the support that you need to continue to do all the great things that you're doing in our city. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Darby, any closing comments?
No, just thank you to the Wilmington Senior Centers, and I want the seniors to know in the district that I am advocating for you guys, trying to make sure that you guys get connected to resources. And I recently set up a fund with the Wilmington Senior Center. So if you live in the 2nd District and you're an elder, 50 plus, I think that's the number, the age. Join the Wilmington Senior Center, and for you to do activities and different trips that would happen at the Wilmington Senior Center. So if you are interested, I don't know, Miss Judy, if you can get the Wilmington Senior Center number, but if you're interested, you can call the
Sure.
Senior Center, be able to get you connected to that fund, so that I want the 2nd District residents and the 2nd District seniors to be able to utilize the center. And I don't want money to be a barrier. I don't want any of those things to be a barrier to us using the resources in our community. So I don't know if you want to share the number to contact the Senior Center.
Yeah, the general number is 651-3400. And you can, you'll get a menu at the top of the call, which will connect you with different people, if people. But you can always just click the welcome desk number and anyone will speak with you.
Thank you. Ms. Judy, can you also share the senior center's address?
Sure. It's 1901 North Market Street. And we're we're at 19th Street in North Market.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Cabrera.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. President, I didn't get my hand up quick enough. I just want to say that thank you, first of all, for all the work that you're doing for our seniors in the community. And I am scheduled for a tour. Not sure if the meeting has been confirmed, but I'm looking forward. I've been there before, I've done presentations there, but I am looking forward to come get a tour and all the things that my council colleague, Councilwoman Darby mentioned, the improvement, the things that you have done. I'm looking forward to seeing them and to helping get the word out and getting more seniors to get involved. I know that we will be talking about Hispanic outreach, how we can get more Hispanic seniors involved. So I am really looking forward to working with you, and just would be remiss if I didn't say thank you for everything that you have done.
Thank you. And you'll be meeting with Rosalia and myself.
Yes, yes, looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Oliver.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. How you doing, Miss Judy? Good to see you again. I've been to the senior center on several occasions. I know the membership had dropped because of COVID. I was over there quite a bit with Miss Priscilla, Kathleen. And just want to congratulate you for all the work y'all been doing throughout the years with the seniors over there. I used to go over there and sit with them and do some games with them. So y'all just keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm going to make one. We're always looking for bingo callers. So if anyone has time and wants to stop by, we can put you to work.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Oliver, did you have any presentations this evening?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I have a presentation for Mr. Dave Tiberi. I think I did see him on here. Hi, Dave. Okay. Sponsor Councilwoman Xanthi Oliver. Whereas it is the sense of the City Council to honor individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding achievement or are deserving of recognition and acknowledgement. Councilwoman Oliver would like to acknowledge Dave Tiberi. Whereas Dave serves as a leadership with team president to Donate Delaware. He has been deeply embedded in Delaware's nonprofit community throughout his career. He founded the Delaware Decision Makers and co-founder of Dave Tiberi Youth Center, where he's an active volunteer for 22 years. Mr. Tiberi has served for 9 years on St. Francis Hospital Foundation Board, Sunday Breakfast Mission, Homeless Shelter Board, Goodwill Industries, Annual Luncheon, and Connection CSP, an organization that address the complex problem of mental health and substance abuse. He presently serves on the board of Delaware's Boys and Girls Club, Delaware Police Chiefs Foundation, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Delaware Dream Center. Whereas Mr. Tiberi works diligently to address urgent needs to the Delaware community as they arise. His wide reach public service network has been invaluable assets in his work in donating throughout Delaware and beyond. And whereas Mr. Tiberi donated pounds and plenty of PPP to for the Ukrainian efforts. Now there be resolved by City Council, and the City of Wilmington would like to commend Mr. Dave Tiberi for his accomplishing his remarkable leadership and many contributions to the City of Wilmington. I would like to add, during COVID, I mean, I know I mentioned it, but I hope Dave mentions it. He was given all kind of awards that he didn't even ask for his efforts in serving the Ukrainians during the war. Also, he just was honored. He's a boxer. They just honored him in Atlantic City. Every time I look on the news or read the paper, I see the outstanding work that Mr. Tiberi has done. He also works with our city of Wilmington. If anybody needs some lights put up in their district, his company also does that. He has helped us put up some lights in the 3rd district. Mr. Tiberi is a really outstanding guy, and I was really impressed, but not surprised how you, and I saw you down an article from Legislative Hall, how you have raised so much equipment to send to the Ukrainian efforts. And I know you have some bloodline over there. So congratulations to do. And I'm gonna let the council members speak first, and you have 3 minutes to speak. So would anyone like to say anything to Mr. Tiberi? And I let him speak last, and then I close it out.
Councilwoman Cabrera. You're on mute.
I was just seeing if you could read my lips. No, just kidding. I said, I was saying that I would be remiss if I did not say a few words, being that I have known Mr. Tiberi for almost the 3 decades that I lived in Wilmington, but we go back a long ways. And I'm just so grateful for all the multifaceted things that he has done in our community, with his production company, with working with our youth. I mean, he just keeps reinventing himself. He is the definition of, hey, do a new career every 7 years and you'll live life to the fullest. But Dave, know that I love you, and I thank you on behalf of all the people that you have touched. And you're just a personable, wonderful human being, as Councilman Oliver mentioned. And this girl, she just loves you from the bottom of her heart. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, and back at you. I appreciate it. We've had a great friendship for many years, and also we're able to do a lot in our community. Thank you.
Councilman Spadola.
Thank you. Good to see you, Mr. Tiberi. Thank you to Councilman Oliver for the very well-deserved recognition of you. Yeah, just want to say, kudos to all you've done and all we'll continue to do. And, we're glad to have your support for all the things that you do here in Wilmington as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Okay.
I just want to say thank you, Dave, to you and your family. You guys are definitely living legends on the entire East Coast. Thank you for all that you do for the youth. Just bringing boxing and excitement to Wilmington. You have definitely brought some great fights here. So you are definitely appreciated.
Thank you, President Congo.
Thank you, Mr. President. And you have the floor, Mr. Tiberi.
First of all, thank you, Councilwoman Oliver, as well as the council and President Congo. This means a lot to me. It's very humbling, and I truly appreciate it. But I'd have to say this resolution really goes out to thousands of Delawareans that call Delaware home and love our area. Donate Delaware started back in 2020 at the riverfront. I get a phone call on a Saturday morning when most people didn't know what a PPE was, or they didn't know much about hand sanitizers, gloves. Neither did I, or a mask. And my friend Richard called me. He just sold his company, Richard's Paving, and he said, Dave, there's a debate going on with a couple at the riverfront about wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, and it was just coming on the news, and it was just picking up. And so Richard said we should look into this. So I immediately reached out to Senator Nicole Poore, and I told her, Richard and I were talking about. And within days, Richard connected me with Senator Poore connected us with Dr. Janice Nevin at Christiana Care, and we launched our first site in Newport, Delaware. And Richard donated his building, and we were trying to come up with a plan because the news continued to pick up that there's needs in our community for PPEs. And so we immediately reached out to the community as a whole. We did press releases. We were, as volunteers, just started recruiting people. And within 12 days, we were able to have storefronts donated at all of our hospital locations in Delaware. And I say we because we had so many Delawareans that joined in. Not one person told us no. And so working closely with Christiana Care, St. Francis, the VA hospital in Ellesmere, as well as Bay Health, BB hospitals, and the hospitals downstate, we were able to set these locations up. But it's interesting. So much actually started from the city of Wilmington, because the city of Wilmington leadership, there were so many leaders from the city, and also on the corporate side, Chip Rossi, Tom Horn from JP Morgan Chase, they stepped up immediately along with AAA, and they started donating thousands of masks and gloves. And within a short time, we were able to meet the needs of the hospitals. But while we were meeting the needs of the hospitals, then we started getting approached by other groups, such as our youth organizations, our homeless shelters. And so then we called that phase 2. So phase 2 was more geared towards our responders, our fire, our EMTs, our paramedics. We wanted to make sure they had the proper needs, that they had all what they needed. And so we were trying to put a plan together on the road as we were trying to collect PPEs. And at the same time, there was so many organizations and companies that really joined in with Donate Delaware on a statewide level. And then phase 3 was our nursing homes, our daycares. For example, we ended up giving about 40,000 masks to our Boys and Girls Club statewide at over 40 different sites. And since then, on March of 2020, we as a Delaware community were able to give over 3 million PPEs to the Delaware community. They were masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, and all the things that the Delaware community needed. And we really believe, and I really believe, that if you can't get it done in Delaware, you can't get it done anywhere. We came together as a team. And so from that, we started getting calls about the unrest in the Ukraine. And so we got involved. We ended up getting organizations that donate box trucks temporarily for us to ship up to the Ukrainian church up in Harrisburg. And as of this Saturday will be our 22nd box truck that's going to be shipped to the Ukraine. We have been able to pack every box truck. We were able to recruit the Rotarians, the Rotary clubs, the Lions clubs, and we were able to receive thousands of wheelchairs, crutches, medical beds. And so I guess tonight is special to me because the resolution is the Delaware and the city of Wilmington's community as a whole, that we were able to come together to make a difference. And now we're talking to the country of Cameroon because there's civil unrest there, and they're asking for the same type of support that we're doing with the Ukraine. But I'd have to say these countries are important to us, but the most important is in the Bible says our New Jerusalem, which is our own territory. So I really believe the city of Wilmington, the state of Delaware, is really our big focus. Even though we're willing to branch out, and the state themselves, the community as a whole is willing to donate. We have to approach these organizations and say, would you be willing to give up some of your supplies for these other countries? And these organizations that have donated to us have been very supportive of that. And so at the present time, we have started rapid response with Donate Delaware. We've partnered with the Food Bank, the Boys and Girls Clubs, Goodwill Industries, and First Day Community Action, some great organizations. And recently, we were approached about the fire in Pike Creek.
Well,
And
Mr. Tiberi, we can go on and on with you because you have done so much, and I'm looking
I'll
at the
cut it
time.
right short.
I already know how you go, right? So I don't mean to cut you off, but we have a meeting to continue with, and I love you, and you've done so much. You could go on for another hour. So with the outstanding work you have done in this throughout the state of Delaware, the city of Wilmington, I just wanted to acknowledge the outstanding work that you do because I'm constantly seeing you in the paper. Every time I see you, you're giving back to the community. And I just like to, say thank you from city council members and the city of Wilmington. So I thank you for coming on, accepting this small contribution from all of us from city council. And
It means a lot. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd also like to recognize the sympathy resolution coming from Councilwoman Carrera for Leslie Wright. Sympathy resolution coming from Councilwoman Brigida Fields for Joyce Younger Hagler. I also just want to ask everyone to keep our very own Tracy Owens and Loretta Walsh in prayer, for they have had recent deaths in their families. All right, we don't have any public comment. No one signed up for public comment. Councilwoman Cabrera.
I'm sorry, Mr. President, I don't mean to correct you. I just wanted to mention it was Mr. Leslie Roberts, being that he was such a beacon in our community. I wanted to make sure that people that couldn't see the name at least heard his name. So it was just an innocent mistake, but it was Mr. Leslie Roberts. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Thank you. No one has signed up for public comment. Sure. WITN, we do have, I see 2 hands raised for the attendees. Have they signed up for public comment?
Mr. President, we don't have any signups in the public comment list.
Okay, all right, thank you. At this time, we will go to legislative business. Councilmember Gray. Thank you. Councilmember Doty.
Yes.
Any legislation?
Oh, no legislation.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Oliver.
No legislation tonight, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Harley.
No legislation tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you. And agenda item 0209 is going to be withdrawn this evening.
Mr. President, I would like to ask for a point of order as to the reasoning for withdrawal and possible ruling from the law department about the authority under Rule 2.
Is anyone here from law that would like to speak to that?
Hi, Council President. I'm here. So since the agenda has already gone out, you can't just remove the resolution from the agenda. I'm not sure. Says the sponsor would be Harley, so it would be up to her whether she wanted to hold it, but it can't just be removed from the agenda.
Okay, all right, thank you. Councilwoman Harley?
Yes, based on what has been said, I withdraw this resolution per the president, since I was presenting on his behalf.
You wish to hold it?
And Mr. President, if I may, I have a second inquiry to Law Department. Is it possible that a motion could be made pursuant to council rules to proceed with the agenda as written with any item on agenda, or will a special meeting need to be called by council?
So council member, because it's withdrawn, you could move to introduce it. It's not, been defeated. You could do that, as a option.
Yeah, and to follow up, attorney, could the move be made this evening, or will it have to be on a subsequent agenda?
So council member, you could make it either. You could do it tonight or at another meeting. Since it's already on the agenda, there's no issue with notice.
Okay, excellent. All right. With that said, Mr. President, I would like to make an oral motion to move agenda item 0209 to full council for a consideration.
Wait a minute,
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to move the agenda for full consideration. Take a roll call vote. We'll take a roll call vote.
Can I
Mr.
ask-
President,
Yeah, I don't get it. Excuse me, Mr. President.
Yes.
How, I like to hear Zach, if he withdrew it, I'm just trying to understand if Councilman Hardy withdrew it, you said you just don't want to call for Councilman Hardy, Zach, if she withdrew it, I don't.
Point
get
of order, Council President, point of order.
I mean, it's up to y'all, but I was just trying to understand I was asking Zach's opinion, I didn't understand it.
Yes,
Council President, point of order.
Yes, Zach, you may answer.
Yeah, I was just asking Zach a question.
Yeah, so Councilmember Oliver, so as the sponsor, Councilmember Harley withdrew the introducing the resolution, but because it's withdrawn, or if it's held, it's not defeated, so it can still be considered. And in this situation, I'm understanding Councilmember Johnson to want to introduce that as if he's introducing the resolution, which he can do. Just because Councilmember Harley withdrew it doesn't mean it's defeated or dead.
Just trying to get clarity. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. So right now we're going to take a roll call vote on.
Mr. President, it's Loretta Walsh.
Yes, Councilwoman Walsh.
I'd like to be down as attending.
Yes, you were recognized earlier.
Thank you.
So right now we will take a roll call vote on Councilman Johnson's order motion. Councilwoman Gray.
President Congo, did you want me to call the vote or?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, please. Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is a roll call on the motion to consider agenda item 0209 made by Councilman Johnson, Councilwoman Gray.
Works that had to operate underground.
Councilwoman Gray. Councilwoman Darby.
No.
Look at it.
Councilwoman Oliver.
No.
Councilwoman Harley.
No.
Councilwoman Fields. Councilwoman Fields. Councilwoman McCoy.
No.
Councilman Johnson. Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Fields.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera.
Yes.
Councilman Mills.
Present.
Councilman Dola.
Yes.
Councilwoman Walsh.
Yes.
President Congo.
No.
5 yeas, 5 nays, 1 present, and 2 absent.
Declare defeated.
Can I make a comment? Council, one of the council, can we redo
Yeah.
there was one person that was not, the internet connection wasn't working
Declare
and
defeated.
was unable to vote.
Defeated. It's declared defeated. You can't just call.
Next on the agenda,
Thank you.
Councilmember Fields. Councilmember McCoy.
Nothing tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
Yes, Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for first and second reading. Actually, the third and final reading. The first item on the agenda.
Is Councilwoman Darby doing the reconsideration?
Sure. Correct, actually. I believe as a technicality, thank you very much, City Clerk. I think it would actually be Councilwoman Darby's resolution.
All council members to please mute your phones. Everyone, please mute your phones. Thank you.
For the record, we're on ordinance 22020, agenda item 0158. Councilwoman Darby.
Yes. Honestly, I don't know what to do to reconsider. What do I do?
Please read off your document.
Okay, let me find the document. I didn't know I was doing this. Reconsider. All right, script for reconsideration. Mr. President, I make a motion to call for reconsideration on the question on ordinance number 22-020, which failed to be approved at the June 16th meeting.
Second, please.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second that there be a reconsideration of the ordinance. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carried. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilwoman Gray. Councilwoman Gray. Councilwoman Darby.
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fields. Councilwoman Fields. Councilwoman McCoy.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Field.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera.
Yes.
Councilman Mills.
Yes.
Councilman Spadola.
Yes.
Councilwoman Walsh. Councilwoman Walsh.
Yes.
President Congo.
Yes,
11 yeas and 2 absent.
declare adopted.
Mr. President. Mr. President, I have another ordinance to present and call for first and second reading.
Ordinance 22031, agenda 0210, in ordinance to create a temporary city council special fund for community support grants for entities impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic.
First reading of the ordinance.
In ordinance to create a temporary city council special fund for community support grants for entities impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
We have a second, please.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
And that completes my items this evening, Mr. President. Thank you.
Councilmember Harley, did you have a question? See your hands raised?
No, I'm sorry. I meant to put it down. Thank you.
All right. Councilmember Fields, I see you have your hand raised.
Yes, I have to apologize. My internet went totally out and the whole computer went down. I don't, I know that we were on a vote. That's it, right? Since I wasn't there.
Yes.
So.
Councilmember Field,
Nothing tonight, Mr. President.
thank you. Councilmember Carrera,
Nothing this evening, Mr. President.
Councilmember Mills,
Nothing this evening, Mr. President.
Councilmember Spadola,
Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading.
Ordinance 22-032, Agenda 0211. An ordinance to amend Chapter 4 of the City Code to create a licensing fee payment structure for stationary engineers and firemen and to reduce the number of persons on the Board of Examining Engineers.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Public Works and Transportation Committee.
Excuse me, first reading.
1 second, Councilman Spadola. First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 4 of the City Code to create a licensing fee payment structure for stationary engineers and firemen and to reduce the number of persons on the Board of Examining Engineers. Thank you.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer it to the Public Works and Transportation Committee.
Second.
It's been properly moved that it be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Public Works and Transportation Committee. Councilmember Walsh,
No, nothing this evening, Mr. President.
thank you. Right now we'll go to petitions and communications, starting with Councilmember Walsh.
I'm good. I'd just like to thank everyone for their kind messages this week over something that happened within my family. And just be kind to each other. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Spadola.
Nothing tonight, Council President.
Thank you, Councilmember Carrera. Councilmember Carrera.
Nothing this evening. No, nothing this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills.
Yes, Mr. President, I would just like to continue to invite the community out to all the great events that the Parks and Recs Department has this summer. Encourage them to check out the city website. A lot of things going on in the parks in reference to movie nights, things like that, that the kids can enjoy. It's a nice, free, safe, fun for the families. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Field.
Nothing tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
Yes, Mr. President. Just wanted to make an announcement that the Finance and Economic Development meeting is this Monday evening at 5 p.m. We have quite a robust agenda, as it's the last committee meeting or one of the last committee meetings before break or short summer break. So please stay tuned, and we'll be talking about ARP among many other things. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McCoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, I just have two things I wanted to talk about. Just wanted to let people know that Faithful Friends is hosting a vaccine clinic. They had a series of 3. This is the last one. It's going to be on Saturday, July 9th, from 10 to 11:30 a.m. The vaccines that they will be giving out are.
Remind everyone to please mute your phones, council members. Please mute your phones. Thank you.
The vaccines that they will be giving out, those core vaccines are rabies, distempers, and bordetella. And as I stated, it's going to be this Saturday, July 9th. The other thing is actually an ongoing event, and it is the DMV on the go still. They are at the DART First State in their parking lot on South Beach Street. They're there every Tuesday at 10 a.m. I believe they normally end at 1 p.m. So this is an ongoing event pretty much to the fall. So don't miss your opportunity to go over there and get what you need done from the DMV without having to go far. That's all I had.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Fields.
Yes, I do, Council President. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of discombobulated when my computer went down. Please bear with me. I do have some communications.
Take your time.
More flustered now. I'm sorry. Okay, it's coming. I had to write them down. I had so many. Okay. So on July 16th, myself, along with my community partners and NACA, we will be hosting our first follow-up session from the home buyers workshop that I held in June at William Hicks Anderson Community Center. The follow-up session will be at William Hicks Anderson Community Center in the computer lab from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm asking those people that that didn't confirm that they were going to attend the session, please respond to the meeting invite that was sent to them via email. If they're having problems, just call the office and leave a message, and Jennifer will check them off of the list. Okay. The next one is Fountain of Living Water presents Health and Safety. This is a free event. The activities consist of food, clothing, games, moon bounce, fire trucks, vendors, and much, much more. And this is going to be held on Saturday as well, July 16th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And this is on 1019 Anchorage Street, Wilmington, Delaware. And if you have any questions, contact 302-593-0505. Just Because presents Spreading Love in the Park. They're giving away free clothing, toiletries, and groceries. They will be at the McDonald's Park at 700 West 4th Street. They'll be there July 23rd at 11 a.m. If there are any questions, please contact Adrian Karn at 302-357-0332. The Office of Defense Services and Community Partners are hosting an expungement and employment fair on July 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be held at the William Hicks Anderson Community Center, 501 North Madison Street. Please pre-register for one-on-one appointments with attorneys. Welcome, walk-ins are welcome, free food and employment and an employment fair. And if you have any questions, please email Coley, COLEY.Harris, HARRIS @delaware.gov. And I will be posting that flyer on my Facebook page. And I just wanted to let everybody know that July is Sarcoma Awareness Month, African American Bone Marrow Awareness Month, and National Black Family Month. My quote is, consider letting go of the barriers between yourself and others. Let go of the definition our culture has inflicted upon us and allow the best part of ourselves to connect with the wondrous parts of others. Allow yourself to connect in a deeper and more profound way. By David W. Early. That is it, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just have two quick announcements. One, the Wilmington City Cinema, the evening of family-friendly snacks, games, and movie fun will take place Tuesday, July the 12th in Albert Park. The movie is going to be Raya and the Last Dragon. All movies begin at 8:30 p.m. So I just wanted to make sure that that gets announced. That is this Tuesday, July the 12th in Albert Park over in Southbridge. And I also want to mention that there's going to be summer golf in the park. I'm starting on July the 16th. It's in Cool Springs Park. It's the city of Wilmington along with the Department of Parks and Recreation. And the instructor is going to be David Ross of Education First Golf at Cool Springs Park from 10 to 2, youth ages from 10 to 15, no cost, special prizes, and there's going to be refreshments. That's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Council Member Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to make an announcement about event that will be taking place in Price's Park on July the 16th. It's going to be a big community day event. It's been on the radio, partner with Miss Covington and her organization. It should really be a really big event. It's going to be some gospel groups there. Guys, trying to think of the church out Newcastle that did the big event over Wilmington, Anderson. My mind is going blank, but they're going to be what's that, gospel 99.3?
Yeah.
What is it?
Faith City?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I don't have the flyer in front of me. I'm sorry, and I should know that. It's going to be Faith City will be over Price's Park in conjunction with Ms. Covington's organization. They've been planning this for some time now. So I haven't heard the ad on the radio, but they told me it's been on his radio, and it's going to be July the 16th, and they're just going to have a lot of giveaways. So I just wanted to make that announcement. Also, no, that's going to be a little later. So that's all I had to say. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Council Member Darby. Councilmember Darby. Councilmember Gray. Councilmember Gray. All right, I will move to mine. Just want to remind all my colleagues and the public that we will have back-to-back meetings. We're going to have another meeting next Thursday before we go on summer break until August the 18th. So we will be on summer break after next Thursday until Thursday, August the 18th. And hopefully, unless there is a tremendous rise in COVID numbers, we will be back in council chambers. I know that there are several members from the community who are looking forward to that, as well as council members. So barring any, again, a spike in the COVID numbers, our return from break on August the 18th will be in our council chambers. Again, I just want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Please remember to stay engaged with your communities, with your neighborhoods. And if you ever need anything from any of us on City Council, please call us at 302-576-2140. Again, our number is 302-576-2140. And with that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
It's been probably moved and second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Have a good night.
Right.